My name is Kewpie and I am the Executive Director of the Gala Archives. In putting up the Kewpie exhibition, we were quite clear on what we wanted this exhibition to signify. Whilst we know that currently there are a lot of queer icons globally, majority of those are based in Europe or in North America. So in our messaging around Kewpie, we really wanted to celebrate Kewpie as a queer South African icon. And why was that important? I think this was particularly important in one, reaffirming our histories as queer people within the continent, and also being able to inspire younger people by showing them someone who looked like them, who was part of a community like them, and ensuring that there is hope and that there's some inspiration in terms of looking towards our own history and being able to reclaim that history. So we had a lot of younger people, particularly during this exhibition, coming to us and sharing with us the joy in not knowing about Kewpie's history and now being able to fully embrace Kewpie and her sisters as queer South African icons. Given that this collection really speaks to a rich history of queer life within District 6, this is particularly important. And that brings us to my second point, particularly around Gala's objective in speaking against the narrative of homosexuality being un-African. This is a trope that is often used on the continent, and one that we, in uncovering our histories and lived experiences and narratives, can show that this trope is clearly incorrect and false. But we also do this by celebrating this history, which is what the Kewpie exhibition allowed us to do. By being able to celebrate the lives that Kewpie and her sisters were able to carve out for themselves, we were also able to reaffirm queer life, particularly for young people today. The Kewpie exhibition also allows us to appreciate the devastating impact of the apartheid system and colonialism on communities like the District 6 community, and the devastating impacts that had on Kewpie and her sisters. It is important for us to uncover this history and to be able to reclaim that part of the history that has been denied to us for so long. Part of the work that Gala does, particularly in terms of the rich history and that is housed in our collections, is to be able to engage on that with these kind of questions. It was thus quite important for us that there was a public program around the Kewpie exhibition, which included discussions, lectures, film screenings, and also kind of engagements with communities in allowing them to be able to share their loss, in allowing them to be able to share their own experiences and histories and memories of Kewpie, and to allow younger people to engage with the photographic collection and in terms of reimagining what that would be like today. So we often like to say that Kewpie was well ahead of her time, particularly in terms of visibility. And if it was in current day times, Kewpie would have had her own Instagram account. And so being able to engage with younger people in terms of ensuring that how this collection could inspire them towards creating visibilities in a safe way within their own communities was particularly important. Gala is entirely dependent on donor funding in order to put up exhibitions of this nature, which are particularly important in engaging with communities. We've often said that Gala is a soft activist which seeks to engage around issues of discrimination and violence in a way that appeals to people's humanity and empathy. And we do that by sharing the stories and lived experiences of people like Kewpie, of being able to engender a discussion around what it was like to be queer and what it is like to be queer, and how we inspire younger people within communities to be affirming of themselves and to engage and create visibility. In order to ensure that we are able to do this, we are therefore reliant on communities to be engaging with us and to be sharing information with us as well of their own kind of life journeys, which are quite important. But particularly what is important for us is to be able to be sustainable, particularly given the fact that Gala has been around for over 20 years. We have become an important community center within the Johannesburg space, allowing for a space of affirmation for a lot of young people. And that is particularly important in the face of violence and discrimination that LGBTIQ people continue to face.